right, we have much to pray about tonight and several things that are really close to home. Some of you may have already noticed on Facebook that Kenny Dever began exhibiting stroke symptom signs again today. I cannot say that's what he's been diagnosed with, but he was taken to LMH with some cognitive and expression issues. Mrs. Dever didn't notice that he was necessarily any more physically impaired than he already had been, but he was very, very confused, and even to the point of telling the ambulance driver that Mrs. Dever was his mother. So of course, Miss Cynthia is understandably concerned about that. They life flighted him to Riverside, or at least that was the plan when Cynthia called me at 3:30 today. The good news is that they did get him to the hospital rather quickly, within a couple of hours after he started exhibiting symptoms. So hopefully they'll be able to counteract anything that any damage that would have caused by a stroke. Now, that's not what Cynthia was saying or doctors were saying. That's just kind of common knowledge about addressing stroke. So I hope that's the case. But please pray for Brother and Mrs. Dever. And then also Eric England asked me to please ask you to pray tonight. You may have noticed Mrs. England was back on Sunday, but she's been having a lot of problems with her knee, and so I'm just going to read a text that he wrote. Please ask the church to pray for healing for my mother. She saw the surgeon today, and he removed a lot of blood and fluid from around her knee. This is a side effect from the blood thinners that she's on. He gave her a steroid injection in her knee to help with inflammation and pain, but she can't walk right now, so I have to stay close by her until she can walk, and it could be up to 7 days before she can walk normally. So please pray for Mrs. England and her recovery. And then Preston Grice, he left the service on Wednesday evening last week, seemed fine after church, went home, became very ill, ended up in the ER at LMH, and learned that he had quite the gallbladder issue. So I think they dismissed him late on Thursday afternoon, sent him home with pain meds, told him to see a surgeon, and he began calling to see a surgeon and so on. And then on Friday night, he was doubled over in pain and had to go back to the ER, and was in the hospital all weekend. Awaiting the surgery that he needed. He couldn't have orthoscopic surgery on the gallbladder. They said he had a gallstone that was larger than the gallbladder should have been. But it was blocking a duct and creating problems with his liver numbers. So they were waiting to get a bed at Grant, because Grant, they had a doctor there that could do the surgery that needed to be done. LMH could not help him. But he had to wait several days before he could get into Grant. He was finally able to make it over late last night. And wait, am I mixed up on my timeline now? Maybe, no, I think it was late. Yeah, it was late Monday night. It was late Monday night, and then he had a procedure on Tuesday to help clear the bile duct, and then today had surgery. There were some complications, but they're hopeful everything's going to be okay now. They did get the gallbladder removed. So please pray that he will sleep well and recover well tonight, and that he'll be able to go home very, very soon. Preston Grice. Who else has a prayer request or an update? Brother Mark?
My brother-in-law, Todd, has COVID.
Yep. Pray for Todd, please, recovering from COVID. We have some of our LCCA alum who are now quarantined on the campus of Pensacola Christian College because they've been around people with COVID. They're not sick, but they've been around people, and the numbers are ticking up rather dramatically there as well. So pray for that. Yes, Naomi? What was her last name again? Pray for Lori Garno. She has MS, but has been maybe had a heart attack or something like that. Please pray for her needs. Aaron?
Please continue to pray for Cora.
Yeah.
Been dealing with stomach ailments all week, and thought we were on the mend today, and then did a little vomit before we came. So.
Okay.
Continue to pray for her.
Pray for little Cora that she'll heal up from the sickness she's had for several days now. Naomi? Okay. Pray for Mrs. Howdy Shell. She's fallen lately and having some blood pressure issues too. I sure wish that we could do some kind of transfusion or something and share a little bit of that low blood pressure with people like me and just kind of equalize it all out, but I guess it doesn't work that way. Yeah,
Pray for me and Karen, for traveling mercies on Monday, this coming Monday, we'll be heading up to Maine.
okay, wow. Traveling to Maine. Very good. Pray for a safe trip for Karen and for Doug. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have another prayer request. There was a gentleman I reconnected with when I went back home a few weeks ago. His name is Matt Bellinger, and many of you don't know, but I had a pretty traumatic brain injury back in 2006, and this guy had one similar, very similar, like that same year that I did. And this guy didn't end up as well as I did. He was really struggling with some discouragement because he's always at a loss for words and just forgetting things. And, he's really down in the dumps about that. So
Sure.
I've been talking with him, trying to encourage him and, pointing him to the word.
Amen.
Just we could pray for some encouragement with him.
Sure. Pray for Matt Bellinger, who is several years out from a traumatic brain injury and just having some real trouble still from that. Someone else? Okay. Well, let's take these requests to the Lord. I'll encourage you to find a partner nearby to pray with. We'll take about 5 to 7 minutes for that. And when you hear the piano play, if you'll wrap things up, we'll have one more hymn before the message tonight.